What's up, guys? It's Professor Gnome, and today we're going to be looking at Tyranitar EX, and we're going to be comboing that alongside Dodrio, and what's pretty interesting is we're actually comboing it with Rotom V. I actually really like this card in the deck, and so this original list comes from the comment section of my Toadstool video. I was discussing with somebody, and they left me their original list, and I made some changes to it. Some of the changes I made are because I think some of these changes are a little bit better. Others I made because my luck sucks. So originally the list ran 4 Gutsy Pickaxe and a couple other cards. You can check it out. I would recommend giving it a try. I think it was pretty good. But I never hit any of the Gutsy Pickaxe because my luck is terrible. So I made some adjustments, changed some things around. It was running Artisan. I took that out. And the changes I made is that I put in 3 Path, because this deck can run a little slow, and Rotom is going to help that, but we want to be able to lock down our opponent in the mid to late game, and a lot of decks can struggle with Path on the field right now. It helps shut down Charizard, which is probably our hardest matchup, and so we can get past that pretty easily. We also are running a Raihan that'll help us energy accelerate in the late game as well and get everything okay. You know, after we get knocked out, we'll be able to set back up. We run the Forest Seal Stone to make sure that we can get any card we want, setting that off of our Rotom V. And also, we just run the Colress experiment. We don't really want Professor's Research because we don't want to be discarding cards. We want to be able to build up a hand to be able to utilize all our resources as much as possible. And that's the main change for anyone who doesn't know. The reason why we run it with Dodrio is because of its ability, Zooming Draw. What it does is that it places 1 damage counter on it, and you get to draw a card, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it combos with Tyranitar really well, since as long as we have anything on our bench with a damage counter, we're going to be hitting for 250, and that's going to knock out most things. Any Vs that we can't get past, like V-Stars that are at that 280 benchmarker, we just run the Choice Belt, and we'll be able to take it out that way. So I think the deck's actually really strong, and now after my long-winded explanation of everything, yeah, let me know how you would change it, any edits you would make, or how you would run the deck, and definitely give it a try. It's been a lot of fun, really been enjoying it. Check out the original list and join the conversation about it in the Toadstool video in the comments where we're already talking about it, or, you know, in this video we'll discuss it more. But yeah. Let me know what decks you want to see featured in the future, all that kind of stuff. You know, standard YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the gameplay in just a moment. Alright, we're into the game. Our opponent's going first. The reason why... so we won the coin flip, and we decided to go second. With a deck like this, we want to make sure that we can hit our Arvens and VIP passes to make sure we're getting into our Rotom and getting all that powered up. One other change that I made, and I didn't remember it until looking at it right this second. One other important change that I made to this deck is that originally it was running level balls, and I took those out for nest balls. Level balls are better in the standard version of the deck because it'll allow you to get like your Pupitar and all that kind of stuff. But since we're running Rotom, we changed it to nest balls since we need to make sure we have Rotom to speed up our early game and get all that into play. More so than like being able to access like the Pupitar or something like that. In this case, we just want to be able to access our basics and just deal with it that way. We have Escape Rope, which will get our Larvitar out of the active if we have to, but for right now it's fine. What we're probably going to do here is we'll Arven, grab ourselves the VIP, and we'll grab ourselves the Float Stone. And just having that Arven on the open is super, super strong. We want to make sure that we're able to grab the Rotom here. We'll grab ourselves Doduo. The chances of our active getting knocked out aren't incredibly high, but they're high enough that I'm going to start attaching to the backup Larvitar and then just look for a switch on my next turn if I need it. And from here, what we'll do is just instant charge, grab ourselves 3 more cards. There's our last energy we need, and the Rare Candy, and the Tyranitar. So, like, perfect draw, but also this is what shows just how good Rotom V is. We have another Arven, so we can grab our Switch or whatever else we need if our Larvitar gets knocked out, or our Tyranitar in the future gets knocked out. We have the Raihan in order to set up a second Tyranitar, just continue to attack. Roaring Moon is going to be a little bit annoying because of potential frenzy gougings, you know, getting past our high health total. But outside of that, it's not really that big of a deal. Especially if we've already put damage down onto them or something of the sort, we'll be able to... sorry, I'm like coughing a lot today. We'll be able to get the counter KO, and we live any Calamity Storm, so it's not really that big of a deal. From here, what we're going to look to do is we'll place the energy down onto our Larvitar. We can Rare Candy onto the one in the back. We'll go ahead and Escape Rope this up. If they go into Mew, then we just knock them out immediately. You know, if they go Roaring Moon, not really the biggest deal in the world. So we kind of just force them to make a choice here. This is the only thing we won't be able to knock out, but we'll put it in position that they can't frenzy gouging us. We could Colress here, and I wouldn't really like to have to use the V-Star or the Star Alchemy on the Dodrio. We were able to find it, though. That was what we were going to have to do if we didn't get it from the Colress, but typically with the Colress, you'll be able to find whatever it is you're looking for. So now all we have to do, we can hold on to the Star Alchemy for later. There's really not much they can do to us. We don't want to put any form of like Stadium into play, so it's not really worth looking for anything right now. We can hold on to it, grab ourselves a boss later if we need it, whatever the case may be. We'll be able to knock this out on the next turn. Personally, I think the better... maybe it wouldn't have been. I think that's fine. Because I was going to say the better play would have been to, like, sacrifice the Mew. But then you wouldn't get the restart, and so I guess this is better. Since they can try to, like, retreat this out or just do, like, a self-KO, go for the frenzy gouging, trade, and hope for the best. Curious to see what they'll grab off the Nest Ball. There's a Greninja. Get themselves 2 more cards. I assume they have energy in hand. Dark Patch. It's a little rough that they didn't get into like any of their supporters. Like, I feel bad for them on that aspect. Because they're just super far behind. Draw ourselves another card here. This game's probably over. Their hand, admittedly, wasn't the best. We can grab that. Another Rare Candy. And we'll grab the Doduo. Or Dodrio, sorry. And then from there, we could drop Path. Yeah, we'll drop Path. And that'll secure the game for us. Because we don't need any of our abilities anymore. We want to make sure that they can't restart. Want to make sure that they can't use their Greninja. So as long as the Path is in play, like, the game is officially over. Unless they draw into, like, a Professor's Research right here. I mean, okay. I guess that works too. So, I mean, I still think the game is over, but they might have a shot to draw into something. They're on an Irida. I don't really feel like I agree with that. Rough that Irida is the first supporter they draw into, though. But, like, a Professor's Vitality wouldn't have been very good. I don't think Irida is very good in that deck. There's the Nest Ball. They can grab themselves, like, another Roaring Moon. There's the Manaphy. Spin the stop. That's not bad. Trekking Shoe could help find them something. They can Dark Patch onto the Roaring Moon. You can look for an energy here from the trekking shoe to discard Wicker Ninja, get themselves 2 more cards. So there's Dark Void for 130. Puts us to sleep, which could be annoying. That's... I mean, it's not the biggest deal, though, because what we'll just look for a switch here. So we can manually attach there. We'll draw 1 with Dodrio. We'd want to set up our second Dodrio. So we'll drop the Nest Ball. Start to get this set up, so that way, if this gets knocked out or bossed or whatever, we still have an option, even though we have the Larvitar and stuff like that, so it's not really that big a deal. We can Ultra Ball away. We'll Ultra Ball away 1 path. No, we'll keep the path. I guess Super Rod and a Colress at this point. Or actually, we'll get rid of the Arven. I feel like that's the thing we can get rid of the easiest. We'll go grab ourselves another Tyranitar. Evolve. Going to that. Oh, I'm dumb. What I should have done is... actually, it doesn't really matter. I can just Star Alchemy here. What I could have done is use the Arven to find myself the switch. But it's fine, because I'm not going to use the Star Alchemy for anything else at this point in the game. So I can just use it to find this and keep the Colress to just draw more cards. I guess it's the same regardless. We'll grab the Vacuum, grab the Energy, and the Boss. So now we have everything in play that we need. We'll drop the path down again just to limit all their options. And now we just drop 250, knock out the Darkrai, and again just... I know I said that it was officially over in the last turn, but I think now it is absolutely officially over. We have the boss's orders. We, have another path if we need it. So we just pull up the Mew, no matter what happens here, even if they like frenzy gouging us or something. It doesn't matter. We have another Tyranitar in the back. So now the game is officially over. A little unfortunate for our opponent that they drew a little bit poorly. But I think it just shows like how fast Tyranitar can get into this game, where like we weren't really at threat of anything just because the combination of the Seal Stone and Rotom really speeds up this early game of this deck so well. Just like 1 turn or 2 turns of it really completely changes the game. But yeah, that's game 1. We'll go into game 2 in a second. Peace. See you there. Alright, we're into the next game. Our opponent's going to be going first. They actually won the coin flip and are deciding to go first. Good thing that we get the mulligan there. That hand wasn't super great for us. This is better. We'll be able to find the switch. We have a Colress. We already have the Ultra Ball in hand. When you have the Nest Ball, we'll be able to... Oh, okay, we're up against Roaring Moon again. We'll be able to instant charge, which is pretty good for us. We'll be able to Lost Vacuum away some options, whether it be a stadium card that might affect us negatively, or wanting to get rid of like an energy capsule. I want to make sure that I can get Rotom out of the active, though. That's going to be kind of important. I have this weird cough I can't get rid of today. And so I might just have to place an energy onto the Rotom to retreat it. But we'll see what we're able to find. I want to make sure we have a Larvitar just to get that set up. It's not letting me select it. There. I actively can't select the Larvitar. Will that like unbug it? PTCGO, please. I actively can't I can't select Larvitar. It's like bugged. It's not allowing me to. Alright, well, I guess we're taking Doduo. We don't have a choice. We'll Larvitar here. We'll grab that. We'll grab the Raihan, actually, and we'll take the Iono. We already have enough energy in hand that it's not the biggest deal in the world. Then what we'll actually do here is we'll take the Larvitar, now that we can actually grab one, and we'll take the second Doduo. We'll put those into play. We will attach the energy to Rotom, retreat that out, put in Doduo, and we'll instant charge here. Okay, perfect. So we got there in the end, and this is another reason, again, why Rotom's so strong. It got us everything we need. We can set up a second Larvitar. We'll be able to evolve into Dodrio. Once the Doduo gets knocked out, what we'll do is then we can promote the Larvitar, Raihan, put the energy from our discard onto the Larvitar, grab a Tyranitar from our deck, Rare Candy, manually attach, and knock out the Roaring Moon, take the prize card lead, and be in a pretty good position. There's the town store. That's actually pretty good for us because we'll be able to grab ourselves the Seal Stone because of that. And it's looking like they're not going to be able to attack us again this turn unless they have a stadium. Or not a stadium, like a supporter. And if they can't attack us this turn, then it's like pretty much over. There's concealed cards for 2 more. Defiant Wings. They don't have... Yeah, I was going to say. Sorry for coughing so much in this video. I don't know what's wrong. I think I might be getting sick again. Which is really annoying, but... it is what it is. Or I just have like slight allergies or something. There's one. If they have an energy transfer and a vitality, they could attack us. Nothing. Okay. That slows our game down in a slight way because now we can't like double up energies. So we'll manually attach onto this one. We'll go ahead and get this into play. We'll draw. I guess I should use the town store first. So that way I could have found the Seal Stone just to thin my deck, so that way I wouldn't have drawn it off Doduo, but it doesn't really matter. I'll attach that down so I have it for later. And then what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to Colress first, grab myself the belt and the other Larvitar. And from here what I can do is I can play down the other Larvitar. I'm actually going to hold off, though, on Rare Candying anything up, specifically for the reason that I want the... How do I explain this? Pretty much what I'm looking to do here is that I want the ability that I can Lost Vacuum this away if they choose to remove this, you know, like they choose to Calamity Storm and remove the town store. I want to be able to Raihan after, clear away the energy capsule, and knock them out. I'll survive any other one hit, and so there's the energy switch. So it looks like they're going to be able to attack this turn. So I want to be able to enter in off the Raihan is the main goal. And I want to be able to avoid a boss play. So like if I were to Rare Candy onto this Larvitar, right? And so I have my Tyranitar in play. They boss it up, knock it out, and now I need to find another Tyranitar. So I won't be able to... Like, I'll be in a worse position, essentially. There'll be, you know, 2 prizes up. I'm going to lose a lot of momentum from it. So right now it's easier to just leave 1 prizers on the board. If they want to boss something up and they have to boss up the Rotom, that's fine. It keeps me in, like, it keeps me in a position that I can maintain, is, I guess, like, the easiest point. This is only annoying because they refuse to actually knock me out. But that's fine, because now we don't need the Raihan to enter, since we already have the energy in hand. So we can go manually attach here. We'll use the Lost Vacuum and the Iono, because we're not going to need an Iono after this point. We'll remove the energy capsule off the active. We'll be able to draw. There's a Colress. And now what we can do is we're just going to spend this turn on the Arven. Grab ourselves the Switch. Now we can switch, go into Tyranitar. And now we have the, like, we'll have an active lead here. So now we can Lightning Rampage, knock this out, take 2 prizes. There's another Doduo, not that we really need it, and the energy in hand, so that way, you know, same play. If they're able to, you know, use Frenzied Gouging on us, we have the ability to place the energy down in hand, Raihan, get ourselves back into the game, and then we just look for a boss onto the Mew. Or we can, you know, knock out the Moltres same way with just like a boss or something like that. Definitely weird. We went in 2 different Roaring Moon decks that both just kind of like brick themselves. I think they're just playing like kind of odd lists. But with the thing that I want to like really showcase about this build is like, yes, the Roaring Moon players aren't either playing the absolute best or they're kind of just like bricking a little bit. But I think that's the thing that kind of holds Roaring Moon back. It's like it's like coin flip. It's like you either pop off or you know, it's very sink or swim. But I think the thing that, so there's going to be the Vitality. They're going to be able to get 2 energies down. Oh, they only had 1 in, right, they only had 1 in their discard. So we're going to need another energy switch. They can get it off concealed cards. There's a Dark Patch. So with an energy switch, there it is. They can retreat out more Pico and go Frenzied Gouging, but again, like we planned for that. But why'd they switch cart? It doesn't have a retreat cost. Maybe they just want their hand smaller, potentially. I don't know. That's kind of weird. I don't know if I agree with that, but so there's the Frenzied Gouging. They'll be able to take 2 prize cards, but it's not really going to affect us. We promote our Larvitar. And so same play. We just go here. We Raihan. Attach the energy. And grab ourselves a Tyranitar. Thank God PTCGO is working and allowed us to grab it. Not positive what we would have done if we couldn't. I guess we could have always used our V-Star. But I want to hold that in the event that we need to be able to boss. So we'll zoom here. There's 1 more. And from here, we'll hold on to the Choice Belt. And we can just Lightning Rampage. We'll take out this, drop down to 2 prize cards. We have the ability to boss if we need to. And alright, so there's our Ultra Ball. We can start to build the next Larvitar. If the other benefit here is that if they use Frenzied Gouging, put themselves down to 80, we can bring in our Dodrio and just place an energy down and finish off whatever they have in the active pretty easily. We can attach, you know, Choice Belt or whatever. That's not really going to help us against Roaring Moon, but if they choose to attack with Moltres, it will, you know, be fine. But the only way that they can have a shot is getting this you know, all the way powered up. So they're still going to need 2 energies. And they manually attach the water, so they're going to have to find a Luminous. Or, sorry, not a Luminous. I don't know where that came from. They're going to have to find the Vitality, which they'll be able to get off the Lumineon. That's where Luminous came from. That's what I was looking at. And they still need a Dark Patch, which they should have. Or the Energy Switch. I mean, that works too. They'll be able to retreat, go Frenzied Gouging. We go Dodrio, and just kind of go from there. So, like, we're still in a fine spot. Because we're going to have to deal 80 damage, which isn't that bad. Weird that they run the Bravery Charm. I mean, I guess it's for, like Galarian Moltres or something. Like, I guess that's why you want to do it. It's sad to see that Roaring Moon isn't as good as, like, I wanted it to be when the deck came out. I was really, really hype on this deck. I was like, this is going to be the best deck in the format. Dark has so much support. It's, you know, it was in a great space at the time, and it just never really came to fruition. Which is pretty disappointing, but unfortunately it just is what it is. So we'll drop the energy down. We'll zooming. We already have enough damage, but it's just kind of to prove a point. Another energy, and we'll go ahead and take the final knockout, which is also why Dodrio so good in this deck. It's just like a great backup attacker. Specifically for like a matchup like this, but also just in general. It plays such a good role in the deck where like anything that you can't one-shot, specifically like Charizard EX, it actually comes up super huge. Because Lightning Rampage just doesn't do enough damage to knock out Charizard, and you don't have a way to really fix your damage numbers and a way to one-shot it. But you live all their attacks anyway, so as long as you get the first attack off, you win against the Charizard. But let's say that you don't, like they attack into you, you attack back, they knock you out. You get to send in a one-prizer, take the trade back, and then you'll have another... you'll like slowly win the prize race as long as you know, map out your damage numbers. Alright, we're into the final game. Our opponent will be going first. We're going to mulligan here. Had we had a basic, this actually would have been a pretty sweet hand. But unfortunately not. We see the Charizard sleeve, so that implies Charizard EX. This is a much worse hand. We open Jirachi. We can Nest Ball out Rotom and Colress to try to find something. Hopefully we can find the VIP. They're playing the Bidoof version of Charizard. That's interesting. I objectively feel like Pidgeot is just better, but I mean, I guess that's just me. We can leave Jirachi in the active. Won't really matter if it gets knocked out. We found VIP. We'll take the second VIP, and we'll just grab the Doduo. Why not? It doesn't really matter. So we'll grab ourselves the Doduo here. We'll grab ourselves 2 Larvitar, and we'll grab ourselves one more VIP. Or we'll use one more VIP to grab ourselves Doduo. It would have been nice to have an energy on board, so that way we can start that process up a little bit faster. But it's not too big of a deal. There's Barrel, but his hands... There's Arven. So we can grab Rare Candy and Choice Belt. Okay. There's the Rare Candy. He creates Charizard. This is going to put us slightly behind, because we'll have to give up We'll have to give up, obviously, this Jirachi and one Doduo. Is going to be the play. Then we Rare Candy onto the Larvitar. We make Pupitar onto the other one. We manually attach the energy. And then we instant charge for 3 more cards, looking for 1 last energy. And a Dodrio. Or a way to get into those options. And then from there, we should be okay. Because we're only going to give up 2 prize cards anyway. So that's something we can make ground on later. We have the boss's orders. There won't be a Pidgeot to knock out, which is going to make the prize trading a little bit worse. But still obtainable. So we'll Rare Candy onto the one with 1 energy already on it. We can Pupitar down. And then... I'm going to leave space for 1 more Doduo. And the reason for that is that way later on in the game... we'll have the ability to... If, like, this Dodrio later gets bossed up and knocked out, we're going to need something that still has damage counters on it. And so we'll be able to obtain that with having 2 down. It's kind of like when in Chimpal where you have like 2 Baxcaliburs. Oh, what the hell? That's interesting. So we're gonna need to find... Oh, there's a regular Charizard EX. Alright. Well, we have a V target we can boss up now and make that knockout a little easier. So that's actually not too bad. Alright. So it's not too bad for us. At least not yet. We can go Tyranitar here. Another VIP is not really what we wanted to see, but we can go Doduo, Larvitar, and then for here we Iono, get ourselves a new hand, look for 1 energy and a Dodrio, limit their cards. We got the 1 energy. I think we play Path here. And we just Lightning Rampage. Put them in position for a 2-hit knockout. Then we can Arven on our next turn to guarantee ourselves the Ultra Ball to knock out the Doduo. The Iono is not bad for us. Okay, that actually kind of helped us a lot. The Temple of Sinnoh makes no difference. We just want to make sure that we're able to... we'll actually survive an attack from the Charizard, which is pretty good for us. So really what our play is going to be here is that, like, we eat the damage here, the 180. We knock this out. This still shouldn't have enough to knock us out. So we start powering this up, and then we look for a switch on our next turn. And we can try to obtain that by holding the Arven in play to guarantee the switch. So then, because if they can't clear the path to the peak, they can't, if they can't clear the path to the peak, they won't be able to use the Blazing Darkness Charizard to accelerate energy onto either of these Pokemon. So they'll have to manually attach. And if we can switch, then we'll be able to preserve this Charizard. Or not preserve the Charizard, rather. We'll be able to preserve one Tyranitar. And as long as we are in the active of full HP, it doesn't matter if this Charizard EX comes in and tries to attack for 130 or 330, because we'll live anyway. Alright, so there's an Iono. So, alright, let's Rare Candy evolve onto the Tyranitar. Then what we can do is that we'll zooming draw first, look to see what we're able to find. And if we find just like a switch, alright, so there's the last energy, that's what we were hoping to find. So now what we can do is we can Arven this turn for our switch and the Choice Belt. We don't really need the Choice Belt, but we'll attach it onto this one for now. We're gonna go ahead and switch, bring this in. We'll take the knockout onto the Delphox. And now, at being full health, we'll see what we get off the 2 prizes. Perfect. Alright, so now we have an energy in hand too. So at being full health, even if this becomes Charizard EX with the, you know, energy acceleration, they still have to clear this out in order to use it. Which they might not be able to do, but if they do, they power this up, go 330. We attack back. They knock this out. We bring in Dodrio and finish it off. The judge isn't that big of a deal for us because we still have what's it called? We still have the Seal Stone to get us any like individual card we need. So we should be able to search ourselves out. Search ourselves out like a Raihan and stuff like that. Also, in the downtime for a second, I don't remember if I mentioned this or not, but the ending of game 2 cut out like that because my my hard drive filled up, so I had to clear out storage and stuff like that. And I don't want to not include the footage just because it cut out, like it didn't really work the way it should have. But I feel like the gameplay and all that kind of stuff was fine. My point just wasn't fully finished, but I should be able to show the exact point I was talking about in this game, where even if you don't find, you know, the exact thing you're looking for, we're gonna shuffle our deck here a little bit and pull some cards out. Even if you don't find, or what was it? My point? Oh yeah. My point was, and I'm gonna be able to show it in this moment exactly. So, right here, right? We're able to attack with Lightning Rampage. We're hit for 250. That's not enough to knock it out. But, what should happen is that they're going to attack back into us, knock us out, the same way that a Charizard, Blazing Darkness Charizard would. And then we'd be able to pull up Dodrio, get the knockout, and then we're fine. In this situation, okay, so that's actually genius. They just made a huge play. Alright. So we're now going to need to find a boss of our own. Is what's probably going to happen. Because what I wanted to use is use the Steel Stone to just boss up whatever he put out. But that's not really going to work. So now we just have to play around that they don't have another boss's orders. I think is going to have to be the play. So we're going to attach here. Zooming draw. There's an Iono. We can use that if we have to. Zooming draw again. We're really looking for our boss. There's a Colress. So not what we're looking for. I think we have to Iono here. Limit them down. It also limits ourselves, but that is what it is. Then we go Ballistic Beak here, hit it for 130, and now it's in range that if it does knock us out and they don't have a boss, we can bring Tyranitar back in and then knock this out. I think it's going to be the play. But it just comes down to if they, you know, get the boss's orders or not. That was a really, really, really good play by them at the end there. That was something I wasn't expecting. Ultra Ball. They shouldn't play like Lumineon or anything. Another Charizard EX. So they're just trying to thin. This is where Pidgeot would be so much better. Or, well, I have Path down, so it wouldn't be. But it would give them options to clear it. There's another path. There's our boss, so the judge just helped us dramatically. So the game is now over. They did a very, very clutch play, though, to try to save the game. So can't fault them there. That was super, super well played, honestly. We did what we had to do to, you know, to try to play around it and give ourselves the best odds. But they played it very, very well. So only 200 left on this one. We'll just go ahead, knock this out. And that's going to be the end of Game 3. Very, very, very fun ending of Game 3. They made a very, very smart play about getting rid of the Seal Stone, taking the extra 2 prize cards with Rotom, and really putting themselves in a very strong position at the end. But we were able to use our Dodrio the way that we kind of talked about before, being able to use it to soften up something that's a little too high for Tyranitar to beat, and putting ourselves in a still good position to win. So, yeah, hope you guys like the Game 3. I really like the ending of that one. But, yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see in the next video. Let me know what you like, other decks that you want featured and all that kind of stuff. Just leave them in the comments. We'll discuss them. And yeah, thanks guys. Hopefully you liked the end of Game 3 as much as I did. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, see you in the next one. Peace.